I think I've been blessed. I've done a lot of mythological shows at the onset of my career, be it Ramayana, be it Krishna. So I kind of have a spiritual side to my upbringing. So deep down, I just know that all these things are great accessories to live a good life. We both played Sri Krishna's role in different shows.
Yeah.
I played Krishna in Sri Krishna, and he played Krishna in the Mahabharata. In spite of that, we somehow, in an audience's head, we almost in a linear fashion. So सबको लगता है कि छोटा मैंने किया और बड़ा उन्होंने किया. It's too big a canvas to fit into a 2.5 hour film. But it's not a TV show. It can't go on for 1,000 episodes and 800 episodes.
So firstly, Swapnil, welcome to Pinkvilla. It's a pleasure having you here, and thank you for agreeing to do this conversation.
Pleasure.
When you are taking a series forward as a franchisee, leaving an open end, what are the pressures of living on to the expectation of the audience?
Firstly, thank you so much for this opportunity, and thank you for mentioning at the onset that the second season has lived up to it. Generally, it happens. Generally, it's a general trend with season 2s of any show that there's always this talk that the season 2 is not as good as the first season. That's the general trend that we get to see, and so obviously we knew that. And to begin with, we had the book with us. We had the book on which this show is based on, and we had clear vision in terms of this is going to be the part 1 of the book, and this is going to be the part 2 of the book. So we had a clear-cut storyline for part 2, which we knew that this is going to be part 2, and we tried to stick to that. And as far as the success of season 1 goes, the season 1 success was way beyond anybody's expectation. I mean, it came as a Marathi web series, and knowingly, unknowingly, it became a pan-India show, and it just kind of, it made its place into people's hearts. Yeah. So season 2 had humongous expectation, and I'm just happy that your initial reactions that are pouring in, like yours, are saying that we met the expectation, and I can't begin to tell you what a sigh of relief that is.
Do you believe in destiny? Do you believe that our life is connected to someone in the past who has already lived it?
Individually, I completely believe in that.
Okay. And have there been any instances where you have gone to know about your future to someone?
You see, I'm an actor, and you keep meeting fans, and you keep meeting people who just say that I want to tell you something about yourself, and I am a fan. So I do this, and I do tarot reading, and so I occasionally, yes, but I'm not very. I think I've been blessed. I've done a lot of mythological shows at the onset of my career, be it Ramayana, be it Krishna. So I kind of have a spiritual side to my upbringing. So deep down, I just know that all these things are great accessories to live a good life. But they cannot be your main line of clothing. Your main line of clothing is your conduct and your karma. So you just do what you do best. And you obviously take help from these sciences or theories from time and time again. But you never, so individually, I'm never dependent on them. So honestly, I've never gone to an astrologer saying ki, batao bhai kal kya hone wala. I never sat in on. So I think I'm not addicted to it in that sense of the term. But there's a definite curiosity.
My mother actually pointed this out to me, that both you and Nitish Bharadwaj sir, both of you all were part of Mahabharata, and now both of you all are playing characters which are interrelated to each other. Do you see this as a coincidence because it happened in the 90s? You were
no. I mean, give some credit to us for casting it like that. I think the credit goes to Satish, my producers, Karthik Arjun, and MX for. Because that was exactly the idea. Because this man's past is this man's. I mean, Chakrapani's past is Kumar's future. Yeah. So the whole idea of why Nitish sir's name came to us, apart from the fact that he's a fantastic actor and a thorough professional and all of that, but the X factor or the kick was the fact that he played Krishna earlier, and then I went on to play Krishna, and both our Krishnas became very, very popular. So whenever you think of adolescent Krishna, then you always think of me. And whenever you think of the older Krishna, the matured Krishna, you always think of Nitish sir. So, halaki, we both played Sri Krishna's role in different shows. Yeah. I played Krishna in Sri Krishna, and he played Krishna in the Mahabharata. In spite of that, we somehow, in an audience's head, we almost in a linear fashion. So, सबको लगता है कि छोटा मैंने किया और बड़ा उन्होंने किया. as if it's one show. It's not, including your mom. So that's a compliment. So that was the whole idea. Ki if a Chakrapani and a Kumar Mahajan could be cast like that, where his past is actually his future at some point in time off the screen. So then we kind of break the fourth wall and engage the audiences in that way as well. So I think the credit goes to the casting. I mean the director's vision, Satish and Karthik and Arjun and MX, me and all of us.
And talking about the world of Samantar and your character, it has a madness to it. Your character, basically, of the way it reacts to the scenarios and everything. How difficult was it to go into that zone, specifically in the second part? Because first one was still a little subtle and subdued, but second part there is a lot of madness to your character that we see in it.
Also not my on-screen persona at all. I on-screen most of the time I play this good boy and boy next door and charming and level-headed guy and this sweet boy, and most of my roles have been like that. So yes, it was an absolute welcome break to be able to break away from all of that and do something as crazy as Kumar Mahajan. He's walked out in the head. You don't know how he's going to react to whatever you say. I mean, you could be saying the simplest of things and he'll probably come back and slap you. Or you could be saying the harshest of things and he'll come back and kiss you. So you don't know what's going on in his head. And it was, I think such characters come very rarely into an actor's spectrum, and to be able to play a Kumar Mahajan on screen and to be able to do it for 2 seasons, I think has been nothing short of a blessing for my career. I think it was an absolute pleasure meeting him, finding him, getting to know him, working with him, and imbibing him into me, even for the sake of Samantar.
How do you view this entire digital platform as an actor?
I think it's phenomenal. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. I'll give you the example of Samantar. We wanted to make Samantar for the last 10 years. It's based off a cult book by one of my favorite writers in Marathi, Suhas Shirvalkar. And if you happen to know a little bit of Marathi cinema, then I'm sure you know that there was a film in Marathi called Duniadari, which kind of broke all the records. So I played the hero in Duniadari, and the first Marathi film to ever cross 30 crore benchmark in terms of revenue. That again is a book written by Suhas Shirvalkar. So that's another Samantar. The last time we broke all records in Marathi was with a film, Duniadari, written by Suhas Shirvalkar, where I played the lead. And now again with Samantar, we're breaking records and barriers and linguistic boundaries. Again written by Suhas Shirvalkar, enacted by me. So I think that's another Samantar that is going on and about. But coming back to your question, so we wanted to make Samantar for the last 10 years. Me, Satish, and we've been bouncing this idea back and forth between us, ki kaise kare. But we always thought that it's too big a canvas to fit into a 2.5 hour film. But it's not a TV show. It can't go on for 1,000 episodes and 800 episodes, and you can't suddenly have Nima giving adrak wali chai to Kumar, and it just doesn't work in the TV space. So we were wondering what to do, and OTT was nowhere in the picture in the country.
Correct.
And last, I think 3, 4 years, 5 years, OTTs happened to India. And the pandemic has actually accelerated the growth of OTTs.
True.
So a lot of great content like Samantar, which has no space on either films and TV, is available to you because of this very, very powerful medium called the OTT. A lot of stories, a lot of writers, a lot of actors who technically you would look and say, "Yaar, ye picture ka chehra nahi hai yaar." Or you would say, "Nahi, TV mein baithta nahi, isko to six packs nahi hai aur stubble nahi hai, ye kya hero karega TV ka." But are brilliant performers.
True.
Are becoming mainstream leads and heroes and stars on OTT. And there are very many examples of that. I think OTT as a platform is one of the most powerful platforms in terms of technology to have hit the entertainment world across the world.
But like you mentioned, you have been planning Samantar for the last 10 years. Were there drafts that were written for the theatrical medium and then you decided that no, this is not working, let's wait for someone?
No, not at all. Not at all. We were absolutely clear in our head that this cannot be made into a film. Or we'd have to make a trilogy. At least it's like if you see season 1 and season 2, say roughly you say half hour, so 20 episodes of half hour, so about 10 hours of content, right?
Yeah, 6 hours, 7, 8 hours,
Yeah, so I'm saying 9 hours of content.
Hmm.
So then you have to make a trilogy. So no, we didn't make a film script and then convert. It was always made for the OTT and telecast on OTT.
So apart from Samantar, are you looking to explore more in the OTT space? Is there something happening?
Absolutely, yes. I've just begun. This is my first show on the OTT, and I'm glad the response that I'm getting. And yes, I'm definitely looking at exploring not just the OTT space in Marathi, but OTT space in other languages as well, including Hindi, Bengali. I think South OTTs are doing some brilliant stuff. So, and now again, like for example, a show like Family Man, a lot of the script happens in the southern language because geographically it is set in the southern language or the southern geotagging zone. So again, that's the beauty of OTTs. There is no one single spoken language. अगर हिंदी कैरेक्टर आएगा तो हिंदी में बात करेगा, गुजराती कैरेक्टर आएगा तो गुजराती बोलेगा, पंजाबी आएगा पंजाबी बोलेगा. So there is no language as such to the platform. The platform itself is a language. So yes, I'm definitely wishing to explore more OTT, and I hope the right makers are listening to this conversation and probably.
I'm sure there must be already offers coming your way. So, and last couple of questions: what's happening in Marathi space for you in terms of cinema?
So after Samantar, I will again we'll release a Marathi film which we shot in the pandemic, and it's called Bali. So it's a very typical Marathi word. In Hindi, it translates to Bali. So जैसे हम बलि चढ़ाते हैं ना,
correct, yeah,
किसी की बलि चढ़ाते हैं, so it's Bali. So it is बलि चढ़ाना, so that Bali. So in Marathi it's pronounced as Bali.
Okay.
It's a clean classic horror film. Again, doing horror in Marathi after a long time. There are hardly any Marathi horror films. And again, it's a brilliant ensemble of people. The people who produced Samantar are the same producers who produced Bali.
Okay.
And I'm sure you've heard the name Vishal Puria, who's critically acclaimed for directing Criminal Justice.
Oh yes, correct.
So Vishal has directed this Marathi film, and it's a classic, out and out horror, classic horror. The lines of Conjuring and all that. It's classic, clean horror, and it's brilliantly made film. So I'm looking forward to that. And again, I'm hoping that it is, although made in Marathi, obviously with English subtitles, but I'm hoping that again, horror is a genre that has no linguistic boundaries. It's an emotion. So I'm hoping that with Bali we are able to again break the linguistic boundaries and take Bali to beyond Maharashtra and all over India.
Correct, and it's a theatrical film, of course.
We are hoping, because again the genre is horror, and you can only enjoy a horror film on the big screen with the sound coming about, and the Dolbys and the Atmos and collective fear is what works in theater. So we are really hoping that we are able to release it on the big screen. I just hope everything falls in place in the near future.
Correct. And one last question: Samantar 2 also has an open ending as such. I'm not sure. I'm not aware of the novel or book or anything. But are you planning a season 3?
I genuinely feel that it's too early to answer that question. But like Chakrapani would sum it up, Rose ek pan vachaisa. For now, we'll just read this page saying that Samantar 2 is released and wait for the next page to open and see if that says a season 3. I think it's too early to answer that. But your question is very encouraging. It tells me that as a viewer, you would want to see one, or you're excited to see if actually we make one. So I think your comment is very encouraging, and thank you for that.
Perfect. Really looking forward. I hope it is being made.
I hope.
So I won't give any spoiler. I'm just going to say something, but I hope it is made. And thank you so much for the conversation, and congratulations on the season 2. I'm sure it's going to win a lot of appreciation.
Thank you, Himesh. Thank you so much for taking time out. God bless you.